Corpbiz.
Myself Monisha, and today in this video I am going to take you through the concept of virtual CFO services. So let's take a look on what is the overview of virtual CFO services. With the introduction of the concept of virtual CFO, small businesses now receive support that they could have not afforded previously. Virtual CFO has crafted a way for small businesses following which they can get access to an experienced financial professional at an affordable cost. Though the services of CFO differ from firm to firm, however, the following services are common and often rendered to every firm who hire a virtual CFO. Some of them points worth noticing is it takes control of all the duties of a traditional CFO but solely on a part-time basis. It keeps an eye on the financial health of the business, usually by adopting cloud technology. It offers financial guidance and insights to the business on the matters related to finance. It gives companies back office functions, which includes managing account ledgers depending on the clients and their needs. Often companies who cannot afford to have in-house CFO prefers to go for a virtual CFO. Organizations deal with many challenges on a daily basis in terms of financial aspects, growth, accounting as well as management. To curb those challenges, a need arises to appoint a virtual CFO who can primarily be responsible for managing the activities like financial reporting, record keeping, and financial risks of the company. Presence of virtual CFO helps in meeting these challenges effectively by giving financial and professional aid, analysis and support to the management. Growing phase of accounting is experiencing some major challenges and changes in the process of its growth. Number of firms has increased exponentially who are vying with each other. Small private company currently have so much decision that standard services like tax preparation, bookkeeping and compliances are turning out to be commoditized. There is so little differentiation in this packed market that it affected the market value of these services. Cloud technology is taking over accounting and is also reducing the basic value of accounting services. Firms who are eloquently using cloud technology to manage their finances and accounting department are more productive and efficient. Virtual CFO services will assist you in following ways. Financial projections. With the help of virtual CFO service, you will get the value of your financial projections through income statement and financial statements. Cash flow projections. Income projection will be done so as to guarantee the cash inflow to satisfy the commitment. Manage cash flow. A proper and organized management of cash flow is essential to comprehend the cash usage. Budgeting. It is important to set a budget in advance and then indulge in its evaluating process periodically to keep track of the progress. Debtor and creditor management. To lessen the credit risk, debtor and creditor management plays a crucial role. Setting up an accounting system, analyzing existing accounting system and suggesting recommendation for any improvement. Benefits of virtual CFO services. Now let's take a look on what are the important benefits which we can avail from virtual CFO services. So it helps in maintaining accounting records. Virtual CFO will help you in maintaining accounting records according to accounting standards. As we know, financial statements of any business are created following are the norms of the accounting standards as mentioned by the government authority. Budgeting. An effective and thoughtful budgeting maintains a proper cash flow in the business. Budgeting helps in evaluating the cash requirement by harmonizing the income and the expenses. Financial analysis. Virtual CFO also helps in decision-making process of the organization, which ultimately leads to the growth of the business. It analyzes the finances and operations of the company by using identification of key operational factors. It improves profitability. Virtual CFO services protects your resources from any sort of wastage. A properly planned and executed strategy improves the overall productivity of the business. Cash flow projections. Cash flow projection gives a proper view of the cash position of the company. This helps in drafting a plan which will fulfill the cash requirement of the company to meet the requirements. Financial projections. Financial projection is worried about the conjecture of income and cost. It includes forecasts of market factors. It helps in assurance of cash and asset requirement. Key performance indicators. Key performance indicators keep an eye on the current market and financial condition of the company and hence predict the future. Every business has the multiple aspects such as production, sales, cash, distribution, cash collections and inventory levels which show the KPIs. The virtual CFO frequently track and analyze such factors. Growth plan. Virtual CFO deals with the financials of the organization which help in development of the business. An appropriate development plan is made by the virtual CFO. It is required to make a development arrangement to recognize when the financing is required in the business. Organizational structure. Virtual CFO services have the power to make any changes in the organizational structure of the company as and when needed for the growth of the business. Risk assessment. Virtual CFO recognizes the risk and make decisions to curb the level of risk which may influence business over the long haul. This is done to lessen the dangers and improve opportunities. Important virtual CFO services. Now let's take a look upon what comes under the virtual CFO services. So it includes financial advisory. Virtual CFO gives monetary direction based on the need. An appropriate financial planning paves the way for the growth of the business. With this, senior administration can concentrate on the important zones without contemplating the budgetary issues. Break-even analysis. Under the break-even analysis, absolute cost, which is a mixture of fixed and variable cost, is contrasted with the income that will decide a point where business neither makes profit nor loss. It is also called break-even point. Virtual CFO will help in interfering break-even analysis by which organization will have the option to control its cost. Next comes the accounting functions of the organization. Accounting services are a significant part of the association. It is a mode which helps in evaluation of association's monetary bookkeeping health check. Here, accounting health check signifies a total evaluation of budgetary and accounting part of the association. For this, a prominent expert in the administration is required to set up an extensive information identified with the bookkeeping practices, for example, planning of information and other accounting policies. Next, services under CFO comes in the name of planning of different policies and execution of key thoughts are required so as to have a well-defined accounting health check. In this procedure, legitimate guidance pertaining to current turnover, benefit, business desires, operational and bookkeeping frameworks and key execution markers are examined and assessed. The business structure, tax proficiency, development, forthcoming is likewise considered in accounting health check. Next comes cash flow forecasting. The other fundamental help of a virtual CFO is to forecast cash flows. Organizations must have better comprehension of cash position to take right choice. You more likely than not make appropriate cash arrangements to meet the future requirements. It helps in taking choice with respect to what amount of fund will be required and at what time. Next important factor which virtual CFO looks into is cost management. Cost management is a procedure under which virtual CFO makes a legitimate wanting to limit the expense of the organization. Virtual CFO helps in deciding the working productivity. A variable expense is broken down by the virtual CFO to control it. Audit support is the next function of virtual CFO. Start to finish, audit support is given by the virtual CFO by resolving questions asked by the auditors. Then comes debt planning. A virtual CFO makes a legitimate debt planning with the aim to accomplish the ideal objective. An appropriate debt planning is important to control the obligation. Next one is budgeting. Virtual CFO administers incorporate budgeting. Budgeting is done with the purpose to keep the track of the all operations businesses performing. Spending should be explored on month to month or quarterly basis so changes can be made in manner to meet the end goal. Next comes the corporate governance. Corporate governance includes all the rules and regulations which a corporate follows. These rules helps in striking a balance between the interest of stakeholders, shareholders, management and the clients. Now let's talk about what are the compliances of various acts applicable. Under this, start to finish arrangement will be given by the Virtual CFO according to the provisions of Companies Act 2013, FEMA, Income Tax Act 1961, Contract Act, IPR laws and so on. MIS reporting. Virtual CFO is answerable for giving timely and precise data with respect to budgetary health of the organization in MIS reports, year-end accounts closure and filing. Virtual CFO guarantees the drafting and annual filing of financial statements on schedule. It additionally guarantees the income tax return documenting and GST return filing. Next one is internal control, a legitimate direction in regard of the development of the organization by method for streamlined interior control framework helps in proceeded with unwavering quality of the association. An appropriate and precise bookkeeping record, all-round educated money-related choice, monetary detailing is required as a piece of internal control framework to be viable. CFO of the organization helps in the evaluation and execution of these previously mentioned forms. Now comes accounting policies and procedures. For a far-reaching structure of interior control in the association, a very much planned and appropriately maintained system of accounting policies helps in upgrade of responsibility and consistency in the organization. Accounting policies and methodology helps in planning and usage of well-defined accounting and management in the organization. Change the way you work. To implement a virtual CFO service in your organization, first you need to implement cloud-based accounting system in your organization and change the way of interaction with your clients. Stop making process-driven services as the center of your business. Provide more consulting services, work with clients in achieving their goals, make healthy professional relation with your clients, give feedback to your clients on the growth of their business. Try to become a trusted business advisor. That's all for this video. For any other concerns or questions on the process of working of Virtual CFO in India, kindly email us at info@corpbizadvisors.com or call on the numbers mentioned over the screen. Do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.